We landed in Kolkata and it was my first time ever in this city.
Kolkata. You might want to start pronouncing it properly first. City of my birth. I am coming back 30 years later and it just does not seem strange at all. I'm too culturally familiar with this place.
In the yellow cab on the way to the hotel, I was surprised to find no traffic at all along the way.
Well, it was Sunday evening. The first thing we did was go and meet Mudar Pathria. He was a well-known cricket writer in the 1980s, especially for Sports World.
He gave it up to pursue his interest in stocks.
In 1991. Very interesting man, has a very interesting cricket museum in his home. We had our first glimpse of Eden Gardens from his window.
I felt like Shah Jahan watching through the window and looking at Taj Mahal. And there were those 4 minars to boot as well.
Spoken like a true romantic.
You want to write a great copy on a cricket match in the Eden Gardens? Don't go to the press box. Get the cheapest seat, sit in the stands and just soak in the atmosphere. You know, somebody is skipping his office and coming. Well, that's a story. Somebody has come late and he's fat and he's pot-bellied and he turns up 1 hour afterwards and he's brought his little cushion along and then he's heckled by the crowd. I think that's a story. I think, you know, you just need to collect the characters, and Eden Gardens is a remarkable cauldron. It's a remarkable crucible for giving you different characters.
So the next day we went to Eden Gardens finally.
Yes, and I've always associated Kolkata with Eden Gardens, the place where 2 of my most favorite cricketers, Azhar and VVS, have always produced runs.
Somehow my first impression of Eden Gardens was a little underwhelming. It just seemed a little smaller than I thought.
Maybe it's the bucket seats.
Well, it's reduced the capacity from some 100,000 to 62,000 from what I understand.
Yeah, and the 100,000 plus capacity is what added to all the drama.
It's a bit of a shame actually, I don't know. We went to the press box and were suitably impressed. Some things were strange, like there was this press box sign from the outside which was obstructing the view, which seemed rather impractical. There were some wires hanging which looked a bit shabby, and you know, there was some general noise going on in the vicinity of you know, work going on. The TV in the press conference room wasn't working well, but otherwise it did seem to be in top shape.
I'm very proud of the facility we have here. I have been everywhere else, I've done commentary in most of the boxes, but I promise you, Eden Garden is among the best.
We saw the Irish team practicing and we thought we'd have a quick chat with a few of them.
It's just to probably keep the traffic off my knee because of the injury at the moment, so just probably a bit of cardio work, you know, to get used to the conditions.
Has it come to Bono's attention, cricket, and Van Morrison's?
I think so. I think that he's seen a few games on TV.
Yeah, I think there's 12 or 11 professional guys, and the other guys have day jobs. But I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head who they are. There's no difference. Andrew White's a teacher, so he's our most capped player in the squad, so there's no use in me trying to tell him how to play cricket.
Any thoughts of turning full professional?
For me, no. I'm 30 years of age. I'm settling into a teaching career back at home.
I think my mum and dad are bigger celebrities in India than me and Kevin. They went to the Taj Mahal after the India match, and people came up saying, "Oh, you're Niall and Kevin's parents," and so I think they're looking for a movie role in Bollywood or something.
It's great to be here at this great ground and a lot of tradition here, so to be able to play 2 games here is amazing.
Suddenly it struck me that it was 14th March, exactly 10 years ago, Dravid and Lakshman got together and changed the history of Indian cricket by batting a full day without getting dismissed.
Right, and for me that day that they batted was much more important than the eventual victory.
In fact, I think that if we had not won the game, maybe this day would not be remembered to this extent. But what a day it was.
Watching Lakshman play against Vaughan that day was actually the reason why I decided I want to be an umpire. I wanted the best seat in the house to watch that kind of artistry.
It was hugely inspirational for me too. It's the most memorable day of watching cricket for me. What was surprising, however, was that nobody seemed to be aware of it in the ground. So we decided to ask around. Nobody seems to have realized today is the 10th anniversary of the greatest day in Indian cricket.
Yeah.
To the day, 14th March 2001.
Yeah.
Dravid and Lakshman.
Lakshman got the runs here and bet Australia.
Yeah.
And on that day, The Australian team come with a beers to put in the dressing room. They will enjoy.
Which they
After
couldn't.
that, they couldn't. Ultimately, they lost the match.
So
And it was that Eden Gardens, and that Praveen Mukherjee was there on that day also.
that is why, sir, I'm asking you this, because no one seems to have realized it.
Nobody is thinking about cricket. Now it's become a just a commodity. Now the players are coming with a on the TV for the money. They may come, and they will come without dress, with the painting on that.
But do you feel that it's not an even contest between bat and ball anymore, even more than before?
No. If you are to bowl on line and length, you must know the line and length. Now the bowlers are not knowing the line and length.
What makes you happier? A one-day match that produces 280 per side, or 320 per side?
It's a 320 per side. That's because people will enjoy those runs, and the runs will be chased. We are deprived of the match, India versus England. Though on the 26th of May, 25th, we are having the same surface, same ground advantage. Still, the match was taken off.
We later met up with Mr. Raju Mukherjee, former Bengal cricketer, who gave us a lot of interesting insights about Eden Gardens and Calcutta cricket.
We Indians cannot take any credit for putting up Eden Gardens. Let me put it that straight. It's totally a British contribution. Calcutta has always been like that, very cosmopolitan nature, which has been thankfully a fantastic advantage. The first West Indies team that came was in late 40s, 49. That changed the whole scenario of cricket in Calcutta, I can tell you. Now people would go to the ground to watch cricket, and they would not take anything else but attacking cricket. And in Calcutta, I have found people would normally go for these kind of characters, not the heroes.
That's so interesting.
It's just the man at the background who doesn't want to come forward. Salim Durrani would not come forward. You see, he would be at the background with Pataudi, Jaisimha, Budhi, Farooq. But Salim Durrani would be the man Calcutta would go for. So with the Gundappa, Sunil Gavaskar in front, Gundappa would be at the back, Gundappa would be the man go for. VVS, Gundappa, these people were at a higher pedestal altogether. One and only Lakshman, VVS.
Okay.
What an innings at 2001.
It's always about Lakshman. I mean, I just think Dravid was an equal partner in that epic partnership, and if he had made just another 20 runs, he would have had a double 100 too, and people would be forced to see him as an equal partner.
I don't think it was those 20 runs as much as the fact that it was Lakshman who delivered the telling blows to the Aussies and took the wind out of them. Rahul Dravid was just providing the jabs in between.
Oh, I disagree completely. I think Lakshman was the right hook and Dravid was the left hook. At any rate, I think the emotion of the moment, Dravid was under so much pressure. He was demoted to number 6. Lakshman was, promoted to number 3 in his place.
Yeah, but at least Dravid's Wayne had started from a position of security in the team, whereas VVS Lakshman was not at all secure about his position in the national team.
That's why there's so much poetry in what happened that day, and that poetry continued because we just heard that
10 years later,
that very evening, Lakshman's family spent the day at Rahul Dravid's house in Bangalore. And they actually did not know the significance of that day. That's what we found out. Until a journalist from Kolkata apparently called Dravid up. I mean, some things are just meant to be.
And speaking of journalists from Kolkata, the next morning what do we see? In the Telegraph, a 2-page news feature on the 10th anniversary of that day and of that test match.
And it feels so good to see this. Test cricket is still alive for a lot of people.